Hello and welcome to draft number 4. I decided to draft a non-white deck this time around to kind of get out of my comfort zone and to explore the other options available in Time Spiral Draft, and we'll see what you think about it. Now, because I decided to draft outside of white and into a deck I'm not really used to, it was pretty sloppy. I made a couple of bad decisions and I was pretty indecisive as far as what colors I wanted to go with. So let's take a look. Now, right off the bat, the best card that's going to be in this pack is the Dragon, and I think that's a fairly simple pick. If you know, there's a lot of other good cards in here, but the Dragon's the best one by far. It's a clear bomb, so I have no problem picking that up. Now we have Rift Bolt and we have Undying Rage. Those are the two cards that I'm considering. I like Rage a lot, but I think the Rift Bolt not only is the better card in this situation where I don't know how much removal I'm going to get, it's also the better signal because a lot of people undervalue Rage. So I think Rift Bolt's the way to go. Now there's a Buzzardeers and not much else in red. There's the Might in green, and I want to stay away from white, but I decided to go with the Buzzardeers. I could have picked up the Assassinate as well, but that's the way I decided to go. Now there's the Spell Shaper in red, which I'm not a huge fan of. The Trespasser in the Ynar. I decided to go with Ynar to see. I never really drafted red-green, so I decided to go that route. Now there's not any colors in red or green here, so it comes down to the Deepwalker or the Withering. I probably should have taken the Deepwalker because I think that's a fairly good signal that blue is going to be open, but I go with the removal instead. Now, because I don't know what colors specifically I'll be drafting, I decided to play it safe and pick the Lids. That's going to go into my deck no matter what colors I'm planning on playing. So here, I think the Sky Cutter is the best card. It's in one of my colors, so it's not bad. Now I've got a Skittering Monstrosity here. I think it's a fairly underrated card. I don't know why people don't like to play with it. I think it's really, really good. So I decided to pick that up. And the late Drakeley here should have been a clear indication for me to go blue, but I just chose not to read that sign. If I had, I would pick up the Eddy here. I would have picked up the Drakeley, and had I picked up the Deepwalker a couple of picks ago, then I'd already have 3 really solid cards that I got late in blue. But I decided not to go that route. And unfortunately, I think if I would have had a lot stronger deck had I gone that way, because plenty of blue comes to me in the future. So I don't understand why there's a Fortify this late. It's like seeing a Trump of the Domains that last a second pick. You know, it's just, I don't understand. So here we've got the Shapeshifter, which would have been nice had I decided to go blue, but since I've already committed to green, black, and red, I think the best card in those colors is the Baloth. And then here, the Soot is a pickup power over consistency. If I was going for consistency, I probably would have gone with the Gemhide, but I think the Soot is... I'm going to be splashing red or black. So I think in either one of those situations, the Soot is the way to go. Now the Might Sliver here, I take just anticipation of me finding more slivers, which is kind of a mistake because I don't have any slivers for my first pack, and the second pack is not the place to start picking them up. I should have gone with the Lightning Axe, but I didn't. And again, I think at this point I'm going to be committing to green more than anything, so the Shaman is the pick for me. I know that I can get green. There's some color fixtures in there, so if I focus on green then and get some of those color fixtures, then I'll make my other 2 colors easier to play, the best cards in those colors. So likewise to pick up the green card here, even though there's a more powerful red card in the Elemental, but I decided to stick with green. And here's a nice pickup, a late Thallid, which is a fine card to pick up. Now I've got the Expanse, which is going to help me out here, and so that's fairly easy to pick up. So there's Tribal Flames in this pack, so I think that's a fairly simple pick. Splashing or having it as my second color, that's going to be good. Now Hellstorm is not as good as it seemed to me. It just didn't seem like it did enough. And here I probably should have taken the lens because I've got enough fat beaters already, but I decided to pick up one more. So at this point, I've drafted extremely sloppy. I've bounced around between 3 different colors. I still don't have. I'm pretty sure green is going to be my primary color, but the card quality is just not that good, and I really need to decide on what my second color is instead of bouncing out between red and black. Now again, here with the colors that I have chosen, Thornscape is going to be my best option. If you're keeping track, if I would have gone blue back in pack 1, I'd have 2 Ephemerons and a slew of other great blue cards. Here the Sliver is tempting, the Sudden Shock is more splashable. Considering that I've got the 2 monstrosities and a bunch of splashable red cards, I probably should have taken the Sliver. Especially, I was kind of thinking that I'll probably maybe see some more slivers in this pack, so that the Plague Sliver doesn't really help me out that much as far as if I had a lot of slivers to work with. But I should have taken that. Now we've got the Pithis here, is by far the easiest or best pick to make here. I'm not a huge fan of the card itself because it's either a long suspend time or it's a huge casting cost with a lot of black in it. But when it comes into play, it does damage. And then here, there's just not really that much in my colors, so I take a Yar. And I lost the screenshots for the next 2 picks, but I picked up the Thala Germinator and the Spinneret Sliver, and then the Penumbra Spider for green. So my green is, and then there's the Cloudscape. I mean, blue is definitely the way to go. I should have picked up on the signals a lot sooner than I had. I would have had a phenomenally good blue deck. With either green, black, or red, depending on what I decided to pick. But I did not pay attention to the signals, and I ended up with a decent but not great green, and then red or black. And see, at this point in this pack, I don't know which one I'm playing, the splash, and which one's going to be the main. But the way it works out is that I decide to play the red primarily because the dragon is so good, and because I have so much burn in it, and just splash black for the soot. And if I come up across a deck that has a lot of fatter creatures, then I can go with the monstrosities and the withering, and just splash red for some of the removal, and get rid of the dragon and whatnot. So this is the way I decided to build the deck. It's probably not the best build of it. Again, like I said, I was out of my element as far as this draft goes. I hardly ever draft green, and pretty much the only other deck that I've drafted in this format has been mono white and black red, and that's about it. I haven't really played with blue all that much except in conjunction with white.